So right now I am hooking up that looks like that's my camera signal wire that I'm hooking up, or my camera video out. And then here I am hooking my VTX power and negative to the VTX terminals on the back of the board. So what I'm doing is I'm powering the VTX off of the flight controller, and then the VTX is powering the camera via 5 volts. So hopefully I get some really good clean video out of this. And I think that they're on the same BEC. The camera and the VTX are on the same BEC, so I don't think it really matters if you do them separate or not. That's going to put an overload on the BEC, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'm assuming because it's the same voltage, and it does say both of them are filtered. Alright, so I got my CL Racing flight controller in my stack. Got my Maytech VTX up there. Turn it around here. Got my my XM Plus right there. So I had a little difficulties. This has kind of been my problem build. It's actually been about 3 weeks since my the recordings that's happened earlier in this video. My CL Racings, this is my 3rd board. The first board, the OSD, did not work, nor did the video work when I went through the flight controller. Through Haley Nation, contacted the developer of the board. We sent it back. They sent me a replacement, or not a repaired one. I don't believe it was the exact same one that I'd sent them, but doesn't matter. So I get that one back, get it all reinstalled back on the quad again, and motor head 3 didn't work. So I had to contact them again. Haley Nation was very helpful. Contacted the developer again. They sent me another board, but instead of waiting for my old board to come in, they just went ahead and shipped. I sent them that board back. So this one I've got all installed. Got it checked. Everything seems to check out right. OSD works, video works, all motor heads work. And then, well, the one on the website that said were the smart audio or the tramp, the IRC tramp shows up was not UART 6 but UART 4. I believe I'll post some later on videos with the configuration. Also, I've changed out the 2300 KVE max red bottoms for the Racerstar 2306s. I got all 4 of them installed and testing out, and turned out that one of them motors were bad, so had to get a replacement from Banggood. Luckily I'd already ordered 5, so I had 1 replacement. Some of these bearings seem kind of loose on these, but I think it'll be enough to fly. So I did contact Banggood and showed them the sounds of the bearings in here. It's kind of hard to hear. I had to get really close to it. But they are sending me replacements for not just 1 but 3 of the 5 motors that I ordered. So that's going to be good. But of course, you know, with Banggood, it's going to be about 20 days before I get it. So I'm going to go ahead and use these motors that sound like the bearings are not very good in them. See how that goes. I will be doing some. I'm gonna try to post some of my configuration up and whatnot, how I configured this board, to maybe it might be helpful. Looking forward to trying these motors out. They've got good good reviews. I mean, I don't know how, we'll see how impressive they are. So, I mean, I know they're not going to be $25 motors, but for the price, I'm hoping they're better than the Emax 2205 non-S versions. Now the S versions, they're pretty good. The non-S is definitely lacking power. So, do have on the CL Racing here. I have picked this right here, CL Racing F4, and then have chosen this version right here. I'm running 3.20 RC6, which is 9/30/2017. So we're going to log in here. Just wanted to show my ports here for S-Bus. We're going to enable this RX here. This is the CL Racing version 2. So just to bring up the manual here, if you will see here at this, right here in this area right here, can't click with this page up, it does say TX4 in parentheses TX6. So I was assuming that is UART6, but that is not UART6, that is UART4. So I did have a little misconception there. You'll see right here I've got UART4 selected as the smart audio. So just take note on that to help with a little frustrations, because I thought I was going to pull this whole controller back out. It was weird because even though I had UART6 as the smart audio, in my OSD it still showed the configuration of the VTX, but it would not allow me to change the settings in my VTX. So I ended up moving UART4 through research and whatnot, RC or IRC Tramp, because I'm using the Maytech VTX. So just take note, it is UART4. Let's see, running D-Shot 600, 8K, 8K. So we got anti-gravity, dynamic filter, OSD, which I haven't flown or anything yet. The one thing that I wanted to take note here for my research, it said for the current sensor, the scale 254 should be good. If I find out that it's different, I will try to post it in the description below. Of course, fail-safe. One thing I do here on fail-safe is, instead of having auto on or auto on the throttle, I put it as hold, because I mean we're talking about a half a second. So I don't want to be if I'm I don't want it to do something unexpected. I wanted to stay doing exactly what I was doing at the moment. So PIDs, since I had dynamic filtering, I went ahead and PT1, gyro 0, notch filter 1 and notch filter 2. Now of course you're supposed to do one at a time, but I usually just bite the bullet, just go 0, 0 with that dynamic filtering. Hopefully I won't burn the motors up. Usually what I'll do is I'll go ahead and turn my D down. That way if me turning off them filters right away does get the motors hot, the D won't be so high. I'll also go ahead and I was doing 9, but Joshua Baldwell on his video said 10 was probably the better one, so I go ahead and put the yaw P up to 100. These are my rates here. I usually do 115, 115 and 80, and usually about 0.15 expo. And these are my acro or freestyle rates, and usually just for racing I turn down my super rates back down to 70, and usually pretty good there. They did make some changes here on the PID controller settings here on the D set point weight. I just put both of these at 1 when I'm tuning, because this gives you more of a one-to-one stick feel, basically, is what I was saying. What they were saying, they were my research. Also, I go ahead and put anti-gravity at 5 as a recommendation from Joshua Bardwell. You know, if it turns out to be too stiff, then I'll turn it down. Then of course, you know, you've got your standard receivers and however else that you want to set things up, modes, how you want to do your OSD. I got her all together. I got my props on and my battery and all that stuff. My pagoda antenna. So we're going to see what the weight is. I do have my battery on this time. Right now, I have Cyclone 50/50s on because we got low kV. So let's see what it weighs with the battery, and we'll add the FPV camera, and then we'll see what the weight is after with no battery, just the quadcopter itself. So it's 550 with the battery. If we're going to do HD cam, yeah, still 622. Man, I just can't get no lighter than this with HD camera and everything. Man, it's rough. All right, so let's do no battery, just your strap and everything. No battery. 368. So yeah, that just seems to be my number when I build something. So I have some lighter frames, but you know, I like durability over weight. So